Hi guys, welcome back to the Cry Spot. I am low energy today. I'm just gonna be honest about it. I'm having a day where I kind of feel like my depression is coming on. So I went to the gym and I socialized and I got some sun and I ate and I'm gonna go home and shower and get comfy. But I thought I would just kind of come in here and talk a little bit because I'm really trying to be consistent with any sort of content creation. The truth is, I honestly still haven't found anything that brings any sort of like joy or any sort of momentum to me, and that's okay. Like, that's fine. So I tried to quit my job like last week because I was just really miserable. And thankfully, I was able to work it out with my manager, and she was very much like, we're gonna just switch up the whole situation. We're gonna try and make things better. And I feel a little bit better. I haven't worked this week, which I think has also been kind of nice. And in a good way, I've been crafting a lot. So that's like kind of the life updates going on right now. My boyfriend was in town, which is always nice. It gives me like a little boost of energy. But it's not very long lasting, and that's only because I need to be able to maintain this momentum for myself. And I haven't really found anything that is like, it really just makes me feel alive and excited. Like, I think I talked maybe in the last episode, I don't really remember because I record a lot of things and then I delete them, but I have been looking for a tattoo apprenticeship and I found something. And the reason I say something is that it's like, I am next in line for an apprenticeship, but there's an apprentice in front of me, and it usually takes like a year to 2 years for them to get done. So I'm just kind of like dicking around the shop, like hanging out and practicing my art, not really doing anything. And it kind of brings me into what I want to talk about, which is how lately I've found myself getting really discouraged very easily. And this has been kind of a problem. Like, I don't have a whole lot of patience. I'm not a very patient person, especially when it comes to myself. I'm patient with like everybody else. And like, I feel like that's very evident in like the shitty friendships and relationships that I've had, because it's like, I'll let people have multiple chances. But when it comes to me, it's like, I want to figure it out all right now. I need to have it all done right away. And life is not doing that for me, which is fine. Like, I think that is, if the purpose of life is to go through specific lessons and learn things in order to kind of fulfill yourself as a person, I think my life lesson definitely has to do with patience. And so lately I've been trying a lot of things. I've been trying, like, I made a little ASMR TikTok. I have tried this podcast. I've tried other podcasts. I have tried making different kinds of content on my TikTok, and immediately if I don't see like a huge return on investment, or if I don't see like things working out, and in my brain, yes, a little delusional, I'm like expecting to go viral with minimal effort, which I know is crazy. But when I don't see that happening, I immediately get discouraged. I'm like, this is not for me. This is not gonna work. And then I stop. And I'm trying really hard not to keep doing that. Right now, I started crafting again. I got myself like a bunch of clay and I started doing those like wax cracking ASMRs, and that's like really fun, surprisingly messy. But I also started doing like chainmail jewelry, and that's also really difficult but also really fun. But again, I feel like I get discouraged really, really easily. There's also like 2 motorcyclists like right by my car, and I'm like side-eyeing. Okay, they're gone. Cool. I get discouraged really easy, and I am frustrated with myself about that, because the whole point of life is to try things and see what clicks, and just keep pursuing the joy of being creative. And I'm having a hard time with that. I'm really happy that I'm being more creative again, but I think I really got myself stuck in this idea of, when I find the right thing, or when I'm in the right place in my life, it's gonna click and it'll all make sense. Now I'm realizing, I think that's a very hopeful ideology, and I think in some ways life does work like that, but I don't know, honestly, off gut feeling, I don't feel like that's the way it's gonna work for me. Which is frustrating, because I'm already frustrated that, like, I put all this time and money and effort and sweat and tears into nursing, right? And now I realize that I hate it. And I'm so scared of doing something else and putting in that much effort ever again, and then finding out that I hate it. But again, it's like, this is all me forgetting that life is long, and this is the whole point of doing things, is trying them out and failing. I just am so afraid, and like, bro, I literally sound like I'm gonna cry. I'm so afraid of just never figuring it out. I'm so afraid of never having the moment that it clicks, even though I'm saying like, okay, I don't think that's how it works. I'm just so scared. And then the fear also, it gets me into these depressive states. So like today, I didn't really feel like doing much. I did some of that like chainmail jewelry because my boyfriend wants me to make him a bracelet. It's kind of his like sweet little way of getting me to do things to avoid depression. Is like, he'll be like, oh, can you do this for me? And like, you know, obviously I will, because I love him. And but I think I definitely see it as like a sweet covert way to like keep me busy, so I don't like start getting really anxious and really sad. But even that, like, I did a little bit of that today, and the rest of the day I was kind of just sleepy and bumming around. And I remember I woke up for my nap, and the first thought in my mind was, you need to get up, you're being lazy. And I'm finding that there's a lot of work that needs to be done, because it's like, I shouldn't be this mean to myself. I shouldn't be telling myself that. Like, everybody deserves rest, and I was tired, and so I slept, and I don't have anything else to do today. And like, I need to enjoy this time off of work, you know? But sometimes when you start realizing that you have work to do, and that maybe the ways that you have been thinking has been hindering you instead of pushing you forward, you'll start to feel really defeated. I mean, if how I feel is any sort of indicator, ooh, maybe the light is not the best idea. Hold on, I'm turning that back off. If how I feel is any indicator of how maybe anybody else might be feeling, I think it's a mentality that kind of makes a lot of sense, and I don't think I'm the only person going through this. What I want to say is, it's important that you keep reminding yourself that the purpose of life is to try things, and failure comes with trying, and disappointment and frustration and fear all comes with that, and that is normal. And that all of these things that you are feeling now, no matter how shitty they are and no matter how constant they feel, are part of a normal human experience. You are doing everything right. You are doing everything the best that you can, and you are learning, even though it feels like you are stuck. And right now, I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I'm in this constant loop of every day is the same, and I'll have like good days, and then it feels like, oh, I finally broke out of it. But then I start to, and this is my own like anxiety and depression working against me, start to feel like, okay, well, but tomorrow is gonna be the same again. And actually it doesn't matter. And like, you'll have these good moments and it'll cycle back. I think honestly, and as I'm thinking about it too, I wonder if a little bit of that comes from like the attention span, TikTok addiction, doom scrolling thing. It feels like maybe now we feel like we need to be constantly stimulated, constantly doing things, constantly succeeding and achieving, when achievement comes from long-term work and persistence and dedication. It doesn't just, like, you can't have a win every single day. You can have little wins, like getting out of bed and taking care of yourself and being nice to yourself and being nice to others, stuff like that. But lately I've been feeling like, oh, I need to fucking go viral every day. I need to become the best version of myself immediately. And that's just not realistic. I'm grappling with a lot of these thoughts, and as you can probably tell by my voice, I'm just kind of struggle busing it. But I'm really proud of myself for having gone to the gym, and I'm really proud of myself for the fact that I'm still here and the fact that I'm still trying. And I'm really working hard to post stuff, even though I constantly have this fear of like, people are gonna find my content, people are going to judge me, and it's like a fear that has had a really, just such a weird grasp on me lately. not even lately, my entire life. I feel like I've always adjusted myself to make myself smaller so that other people can shine through better, because I feel like maybe I don't deserve a spot out in the world, which is not true, but it's a really weird feeling, and I don't wish it on anybody else, but if you feel that way, I understand you, and I'm here with you, and it's weird and kind of tough. Like, let's be honest, it's kind of tough. But I'm finding my way, and you will find your way too. And I know this episode is short, but I really wanted to just kind of like word vomit things out and get something posted up. And I will see you in the next episode with maybe more life updates and hopefully some more interesting stuff. I'm going to be traveling back to Texas soon, hopefully to Florida this summer, and there's a lot of stuff planned. And I'm trying really hard actually to like keep vlogging stuff, but okay, total sidetrack. I vlog, I make little stuff, and then I never post anything. I have like a bunch of, because I've gone to so many cool places. I've been to like Key West and Cancun and Amsterdam and all this sort of stuff. I travel a lot, but I have such a hard time putting myself out there. I think I'm gonna just make like a kind of crappy vlog and post it up on my account, Sincerely Swan. That's like my other account where I have advice stuff. So if you want to check that out, it'll be up eventually someday. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode, and I hope that, I don't know, if anything, this made you feel seen, or you just enjoyed listening as you do whatever you're doing. And yeah, take care of yourself. Bye.